And welcome to the M2 podcast. This is the show where we cover esports and personalities, gaming industry related news, new and upcoming games, and technology and innovation. I'm your host, Michael Anthony, my co host, Mr. J.K. Heath, Kyle Heath. And pretty much what we like to do here is sit down and go over this week's news, reviews, and pretty much anything in gaming that we found interesting. But before we get started, Kyle, what have you been up to this last week?
What have I been up to? Should have thought about this a little bit before the episode because I feel like there's a lot I'm gonna miss. But I think the main thing for me this week in terms of gaming,
Yeah.
main things I played. I played more Halo. Interestingly enough,
Really?
yeah.
When did you do that?
Dude, I know I mentioned it maybe last week before, but like, I got a buddy that just like he just wants to play Halo ranked, and like me and my other buddy are like, I mean, we don't really want to play it, but like that's all he wants to play. So we're like, you know what? Let's
You
just
gotta play
group
with it.
up. Let's 3-man. We'll just dominate. And so we actually did pretty well. I was like playing, decent. So
That's good. Were you
yeah,
playing mouse and keyboard or using controller?
I was using a controller. It felt good too. I
That's
don't know.
good.
Yeah, it was actually I think just because I haven't played Halo much, it was like fun to just go in and just have fun. So did a little ranked, and it was nice and competitive for us. So, yeah, I've been getting, especially in the primetime hours, I've been getting lucky with getting like I feel like even matches. So, in
Yeah.
terms of skill sets, so felt pretty good. So played some of that. Played some more Saints Row as well, continuing that playthrough. With one of my friends. Solid time so far. I do
Yeah.
I do have something I'll probably talk about it kind of at the towards the end, but there was a funny little bug that we ran into. I say little, but it wasn't that little, so you'll have to see towards the end of the show and
Yeah.
stick around and listen. But yeah, definitely we'll talk about that a little bit. My playthrough so far, I guess a couple more hours in of that. And other than that, just doing just like IRL stuff really. Not a whole lot, not a whole lot else like gaming related really. So, what about you, Mike?
Interesting. Well, I think last weekend I played Halo 2 Cartographer. Played in like a pop-up tournament a little bit there with the Real Ones community, that like the last standing community that still plays Halo 2 competitively. And we had some fun. Admittedly, it was a Saturday night pretty late, and I was just like trying to blow off steam, having a few glasses of wine, so I probably could have done better. But I mean, it was a pop-up tournament. It was fun. So we came in second out of 4 teams, but I mean, what is that, right? Didn't get first rounded. That's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
So, yep. And what else did I do? I played Forza Horizon 5. I updated that game, played it for a little bit, had some fun, just like cruising around. And then I realized I was like, I gotta rank up my vehicles a little bit more so I can have a fighting edge with not only like the NPCs or like computers, but people online when I'm playing with them. I'm like having to go to rental cars, and it's like if I just customize my own class for certain like tracks and uh, types of tracks, because they have different like setups for racing. They have like road races, dirt races, and like cross country. So you need different vehicles to optimize like your chances of winning. Um, yeah, so I played a little bit of Forza. I downloaded Fortnite again,
Hey
and I
yo.
did one total drop, and my frames like I don't have patience like I used to anymore. So I load into the game and I was like, okay, my frames are like set to they're like not moving. I'm 144 frames, but when I move around the mouse and stuff like that, it goes down to like 30, 60, and
Oh
like
my
it just
gosh.
looks, yeah, it was terrible. So I reduced all my graphic settings and it was still doing that, and I ended up getting bopped, and I'm like, all right,
It's
let's
very
go to,
interesting.
yeah. So then I went to COD Warzone and I was playing multiplayer, not even drops,
Oh.
not even battle royale.
Nice.
Um, they I forgot that COD keeps changing the meta of the guns. I
Oh
forgot
yeah.
about that. So like my old preset and all my guns, um, like they were just worthless. They weren't doing anything. It
Dang.
was trash, and I was
Yeah.
getting bopped. And then like I had a like an M4 or something like that with all these crazy attachments that I made a long time ago, and that one actually worked. but my favorite setup didn't work anymore. So
Mm, jeez.
yeah, outside of that, man, like a little bit of Halo Infinite here and there, Halo here and there. Can't believe I got on Fortnite. I got to get on there and actually like fix it.
Yeah. I was gonna
Got to
say
give
you
it a proper
shouldn't.
test.
I feel like you should be having
Yeah,
those issues with your system because I know your specs, so it's like should not be
yeah,
like that.
and Fortnite's like properly optimized, right? So it should be working.
Yeah. I mean,
So
not as optimized I think as it once was because they have so much stuff in the game, but yeah, it's definitely not. I don't get that bad
true.
of performance on my machine, so
Yeah, true. It could be my mouse. Remember I told you about the 8K mouse, the Viper Razer that I have?
yeah,
Uh, Sometimes when the hertz are set too high for certain games, it like destroys your FPS and the quality of the game.
yeah, which is wild
Like,
if that would
yeah,
affect it.
like yeah, when I loaded up Valorant for the first time on 8K, I was like, "Oh yeah, I got like this super fast mouse. This should be good." Not supported by Valorant, and I'm just getting like it was unplayable, basically.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah, but that's basically what I've been up to in terms of
Gotcha,
gaming.
gotcha, bro, got you.
So, what do you? I know you're pretty excited for this week in review.
Oh yeah,
So,
already know.
what are you gonna start us off with?
Oh, all right. Start us off. Start us off with a little heater. This PlayStation, as we know, the leaders of Call of Duty for many years, is now saying that Xbox's Call of Duty offer to them to keep exclusivity is inadequate on many levels. So they claim. I pulled this article from GamesIndustry.biz. So Microsoft offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years beyond the current deal. Um, but Sony thinks it's not good enough. I guess they want maybe some longer exclusivity. Um, so I'll
Of
read a little
course.
bit. I'll read a little bit of the article. It says, Xbox revealed that it had provided a signed agreement to Sony to guarantee Call of Duty on PlayStation with feature and content parity for at least several more years beyond Sony's existing contract with Activision. Xbox said that Xbox said this offer goes well beyond typical gaming industry agreements. Um, However, Sony says the offer fails to consider the impact on PlayStation gamers. Quote, I hadn't intended to comment on what I understood to be a private business discussion, but I feel the need to set the record straight because Phil Spencer brought this into the public forum. Microsoft has only offered for Call of Duty to remain on PlayStation for 3 years after the current agreement between Activision and Sony ends. After almost 20 years of Call of Duty on PlayStation, their proposal was inadequate on many levels and failed to take account the impact on our gamers. We want to guarantee PlayStation gamers continue to have the highest quality Call of Duty experience, and Microsoft's proposal undermines this principle. You should have just said, yo, Microsoft, I don't know what you're, I know you think you're almighty because you spent $69 billion on, Activision, but listen here, this is not good for us. And it goes back to that same argument. I mean, we reported this before, how Sony did have a little backlash originally, and now they're kind of digging into the weeds a little bit more as to why they're not necessarily agreeing with this acquisition. But yeah, I mean, they didn't hold any punches on this. They said, yeah,
No,
this is how it is. This is how they're writing it out. And oh
they
man,
started this.
this is.
That's what
Did you think you would see this kind of drama right here, where it's like literally like Phil Spencer, dude, like like you did this kind of thing?
I maybe. I mean, it's kind of I don't know, man. Like we've been talking about it for so long about how PlayStation's kind of fell behind in terms of this
Yeah.
with Xbox and just Xbox making the acquisitions going to a subscription base. But do you think it's kind of desperate for a CEO, Jim Ryan at PlayStation, to basically haul out Phil Spencer?
See, I don't know, man. It's I don't know the full. I don't know the side of Phil Spencer. I don't know the full story there, but I mean,
Yeah,
if Jim Ryan feels like he's stepping the line enough to say this is the contract and this is why we don't want to do it, like I don't know what's going on. Um,
that's a good point.
but it's certainly kind of crazy. This is like I almost want to say it feels like YouTuber drama or something. It's like, oh well, this person did this, so this is my response. I'm bringing this public. This is outside of Twitter DMs. Like I don't know,
Yeah,
dude. It's crazy to me, man.
I have a feeling like Xbox is only willing to do 3-year contracts because they're always doing like short-term contracts or agreements. Because he said current agreement between Activision and Sony ends, so it's like, is it a contract? Is it just like a gentleman's agreement? You know,
Yeah,
like
it's a good question.
what happens after the 3 years? Does COD go exclusively to Xbox and PC?
Yeah, I mean
I mean,
that's a big question.
that'd be
I mean,
nuts.
yeah, I mean we saw there was news recently that Call of Duty is coming to Game Pass, and so like things
Yeah.
like Call of Duty, Overwatch, like a lot of these Activision Blizzard IPs are going to be on Game Pass. So it's like they're already getting. I mean, granted, of course, it's not exclusive, but I mean, the fact that it's on Game Pass, like, there's already going to be a lot more people wanting to check it out and play it on the Xbox side, the PC side.
Oh, for sure.
So I mean, but at the same time, they're not like, because I mean, we know and we've heard what Phil Spencer said. You know, he doesn't want to split. Certainly doesn't want to split up the ecosystem. He doesn't want to split the player base. Like he wants everyone to game, right? So
Yeah.
I mean,
I think
uh,
I think that the majority of the people that play COD actually do so on a PlayStation. I mean, the comp league
yeah,
is all PlayStation consoles and stuff, but the like when I was playing this past week, every because you can on PC, I don't know if it's like this on the other consoles, but you can see who's on PC, like who's on Battle.net, who's on PlayStation, who's on Xbox. It's
yeah,
like next to their name as the lobby loads up.
right,
And almost every time it's like me, maybe like one or two other PC players, one Xbox kid, maybe, all
yeah,
PlayStation. So I think like PlayStation, they're threatened, man. It's a big heavy hitter. If they lose COD, it's like a lot of people just won't buy PlayStation consoles anymore.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you know, as much as I'd hate to say it, I mean that's probably the truth. Like there'd be a lot of people that just wouldn't be a part of PlayStation to a certain extent.
Yeah.
I mean if you know if you're into if you like because like at the end of the day, most people like most people that game they're playing like COD or like Fortnite or
Right.
something like that, and it's like there's no need to. I mean, they're not playing PlayStation for the first parties, although the first party games are spectacular and like everyone should play them. Like they're just that's just the most of the casual gamers are going to do that. So yeah, I mean, PlayStation's definitely they're definitely fearful of what the deal's going to entail. So it's no it's to an extent there's no surprise that Sony would be like I don't know about this, but I mean
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't expecting Jim Ryan to like straight up be like, "This is just not adequate
It's
in
not
terms
cool.
of
Yeah.
like it's just not cool." So it's a little crazy to me, man. But I mean, I guess this is
That
the reality of it at this point.
that's why I think it might be like a little desperate because it's a threat, right? Not a threat from PlayStation, but it's a threat that Xbox now owns Call of Duty.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. I mean,
mhm.
there's still plenty of I mean, yeah, I don't. I know we said before. I don't think this necessarily means that Xbox could become a monopoly, but I mean, COD is a huge IP, so it does hold a lot of
Yeah,
weight. Whether Xbox wants to
huge.
admit it or not, like it does hold a lot of weight. So,
Exactly, yeah.
um, yeah, I'll be curious to see. I guess the developing stuff in the story. Um, I'm not sure if you reported on here, but the article also talks about also UK regulators are concerned over the possibility of kind of Microsoft power over the Activision brand. So
Right.
um,
Yeah,
and
they're
see,
uh, yeah, the UK or Europe in general, I think they have so like really strict regulations anytime there's a major acquisition like this that happens in their region, but these are like global brands, so it's everywhere, right?
yeah,
So what they do is they review like and basically try to figure out is a monopoly, like because they
yeah,
want to keep competitive integrity, I guess,
yeah.
competitiveness.
I think it's a good way of
Yeah,
putting it.
yeah. I think that's what they're trying to do. So we'll see if that even matters because it's like, I mean, these Call of Duty has how many different publishers and studios like all around the world. So
Yeah,
they
it's true.
closed some offices. I think. Who knows what the consequences could possibly be?
Yeah, yeah. We don't know. I mean, I think UK was the one that they put out the maybe UK. It was UK or Australia, but they put out regulations that were benefiting the consumer on Xbox Gold and kind of all that, and
Oh yeah,
trying to make sure that
and
the consumer doesn't get screwed over by
especially when it
recurring.
came to
Yeah.
loot boxes too,
Yeah, loot
the
boxes, huge thing,
microtransactions.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, all
Mhm.
that UK has been they've been the one to speak out the most. I think there's
Yeah.
also I mean, just, like, this is a kind of a tangent, but, like, also I think we've heard stories and rumors of, UK wants to, they wanna make, like, charging ports on phones, for example. They wanna make the charging port USB-C, like, universally. So, like, Apple's gonna actually have
Yeah.
to shift to USB-C, I think, starting next year. I think it's before, like,
Oh,
2024. So,
I might
that's, like, the
actually get an Apple
rumors.
phone.
Yeah, I mean, that's the so the rumors is that the next iPhone is gonna have USB-C because that's just regulations that are put in place by the UK government, so if you're like you said, if you're a global brand, you got to adhere to everyone. And UK is certainly a huge market, so they gotta follow the rules. And UK is like
That's a
consumer; they're
fact.
number one consumer for the consumer, I think, country right now. So should be should be interesting. They got the weight, so it'll be
That's pretty
interesting to
cool.
see. Yeah,
I didn't know that about the Apple iPhone
yeah.
possibly having to get a USB-C.
Yeah, I mean, I've been researching the new iPhone 14 because
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
like
yeah,
I'm
that's right.
pretty much going to upgrade. So like,
Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna upgrade, and I've been like diving in this week to like iPhone content about like rumors and stuff like that, and that was one of the
You're
things
on
I saw.
a Are you on 8, I think?
I'm on an 8 plus, yeah, and the
Yeah, that's
14
right.
is coming out, so I'll be upgrading to that. But yeah, I've been
I got a
seeing all the
buddy of mine that's
rumors.
still on iPhone 6. He
And I don't know how his
he's a
battery's not. I don't know how his
he's a
battery's
computer
usable.
programmer too,
Like,
man.
yeah.
He just like, "I don't need a new phone." I'm like, "Okay, whatever."
I mean, if you replace the battery, I guess it would make sense. But at that point, your battery's like toast if you haven't like
Yeah,
should replaced it. So anyway,
he lives a different life.
yeah, the software developers, man, I'm telling you, a completely different existence. You know who's also about to be living a completely different existence, Mike? Do you know? Want to take a guess?
Uh, Tyler Blevins?
Tyler Ninja Blevins. He put out a video today.
Yeah,
Remember,
hit me
I don't
with
know
the
if
video.
I
I
don't know
haven't
if we
even seen
were
this.
see, I don't know if we reported it right, but so what was it about a week ago? Like Ninja pretty much
Yeah,
stopped his stream. He said, "Oh, he's like,
rage
I'm
quit.
done with this," and he just like rage quit his stream. But he also had some announcements before that saying, there's big things coming, and everyone just thought like this is clearly like a stunt
Yep,
for him to make a bigger announcement.
of of course.
So it was yeah, it was right
He
now.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. And everyone predicted it. Sure enough, today, at the time of recording this, it was the same day, like an hour and a half or so before we did the show, he made the announcement. Um, it's a neat little Twitter video. Kind of just every time a streamer makes a switch, they do like the nice like highlight reel of where we've
Yeah.
been so far. And sure enough, Ninja announced that he is going to be streaming everywhere. He's going full multi-platform. So,
So sick.
I mean, if everyone wondered like, should I multi-stream? I mean, you have one of the biggest creators now doing it, so it's
Finally, I'm he do they blah, blah, blah. Do they have do they have audio from the video?
audio on the video.
Audio on the video to the podcast right now. Ninja's
Um,
announcement.
yes, I just
Okay,
raised it. I didn't have it on originally, but
gotcha. So, I guess what I was trying to get at is the only other people that I've seen that do multi-streaming are usually like corporations or news outlets. Like, I know that there are a couple of like political commentaries that are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and TikTok even, and they'll like live stream their broadcast. I've never seen a content creator, like a video game content creator, do multi-streaming, especially Ninja, like at the size he is.
yeah,
So hopefully this like builds a transition for more and more people doing multi-streaming.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like that's what's gonna be. I mean, we see at the end of the little video here, he says, "I am live everywhere starting the 9th of September." And the logos at the bottom are Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch,
Yeah,
Facebook, Twitter. Twitter?
everything.
He's going live on Twitter?
Twitter is
Dude,
wild.
that is crazy. He's literally going live on every platform. Like every possible platform. So
Yeah, I think he's gonna break the record, whatever the record is for like most like a single
yeah.
person being live streamed. I think
Yeah.
he'll break.
I mean this is like it's absolutely crazy, but I think this is the 5 head play that we've been waiting for, Some streamer just to go in and say, I'm just multi-streaming. I don't know why we're sticking to one
Yeah.
platform. And
Yeah.
oh man, Mike, I would so badly want to see a financial report 1 year from now after he does this to see what his revenue stream is across every
Gosh.
platform.
Well, we know that Twitch is gonna give them 0.
Yeah, Twitch ain't gonna count,
Like,
but I
yeah,
mean everything else,
but
yeah.
Twitch allows donations to be integrated through, like, Streamlabs, OBS, and stuff like that,
Yeah,
Stream
it's
Elements.
true, yeah.
So, I mean, it might just encourage his, like, Twitch base to like, donate to him directly instead of
Yeah.
having to do donations through bits and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta think. I mean, YouTube join button, probably gonna get one of them.
Oh, yeah.
That's
He's
he's definitely
definitely
get
get
one
one
of
of
them.
those.
Yeah, Facebook. I don't know how their multi-streaming works. I don't know if they can still get like their whatever they consider
Yeah.
their like bits or whatever to be through that.
Yeah, they have different tiers
Yeah,
as well.
yeah. So maybe we'll do that. Twitter. I can't imagine Twitter would generate revenue. I think it's just just Twitterize.
No, you can pay for, I think it's like a super fan, I think is what they call it.
Oh yeah, his super follow. I've seen that.
Yeah, super
Um,
follow or something like that.
yeah,
There's top fans or top
yeah,
page or whatever on Facebook.
maybe. Yeah. Um,
I don't know what TikTok has, though. I don't think you get anything
yeah.
from TikTok.
Well, I think from live streaming you can get like presents or whatever. I think those may have monetary value. I think there may be a way to like donate to a TikTok live streamer, but um, also with Instagram, I don't know about Instagram. I don't think there's any revenue thing in place there. But yeah, I don't know. The big thing here is like this is the most possible exposure you can get. We're gonna see. I mean, even if we don't see financials, I'd love to just see like average viewer count across every platform. Within a month from now, let alone a year. Like, just to see.
Yeah, he's gonna get some like insane brand deals from this.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you're
Like,
touching every single platform. Like, do you know what kind of like negotiating you can do with a brand?
yeah,
To
it's
be
gonna
like,
be
I'm everywhere,
insane.
so like you
Yeah,
literally get every single possible eyes that you could ever want on this content. So
it's gonna be amazing. Um, yeah, people say Ninja fell off, and I was like, I think he maybe got like lazy,
yeah,
at least with like YouTube content and whatever. But I mean, if he goes live everywhere, he's basically like maximizing his time and his effort,
yeah,
his
it's true.
outreach.
Yeah,
So instead of
very
streaming
true.
like 15 hours a day on one single platform, it's like just stream for like 6 to 8 hours every couple of days. Make
Yeah,
YouTube content on the side and like push it all out, dude.
yeah.
Good for him.
You could do it right, man. Really could. I mean, YouTube is the biggest thing. I think it's like over 20 million, 25 million
Jeez.
subs or something like that. Ridiculous, right? It's like
Yeah, I'll check right now. It's
so
absolutely
wild.
insane.
I mean, he's got millions on Twitch. Know that. I don't know about
He's
his
got the
Facebook or anything,
OG.
but yeah, he's I know on YouTube he's got a lot of subs, so a lot of eyeballs there.
Where is it? Ninja Gaming.
Ninja
So
Gaming.
23.8 million subscribers on YouTube. And I think he has multiple channels too. Yeah, he has Ninja Shorts, which is 28.4 thousand. He needs more channels. If you're a
I mean,
content
yeah,
creator and you're looking at people, the one person you should start emulating is Tim the Tap Man.
Tim, Cypher, all them,
Heavy.
dude.
Dude,
Like,
the stuff that like Tim has like 4 different YouTube channels.
yeah. I mean, he
Like
certainly
he do he's insane.
if he's streaming on YouTube, he needs to have a VOD channel. He needs to have, his
Oh,
main.
yeah.
He needs to have a
That's a
shorts.
good
Like,
point.
he definitely needs to make more channels, and I'm hoping he does, because that's just the thing to do on YouTube. But yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, he's everywhere. He's gonna be everywhere. Ninja's whole
I'm
planet, dude. Be
You think
everywhere,
it's a
man.
good thing? Is that your verdict?
Yeah, I think ultimately I'm very curious to see how this plays out, because this is going to be the true test if multi-platform streaming is effective. Although, I mean, of
Yes.
course, we've seen like Devin Nash and everything. He's had like scientific data, I guess, to like back up, or he's had actual data to back up that it's like successful, that you should do it.
Yeah.
But this is gonna be the true test. One of the biggest streamers in the world does it. How does it pan out? So this is the true litmus test, I think. And if it does well, I think we may see more multi-streaming. And who knows? Maybe people will end up like leaving Twitch partnership to just pursue multi-streaming, and then Twitch is gonna have to rewrite their whole thing. Could
I
be.
can only hope.
There's a lot of possibilities, Mike. There's just a lot. So definitely curious to see how it plays out. But yeah, ninjas everywhere. He is every platform, everywhere. I'm
So
watching.
sick.
Definitely sick.
I'm gonna be watching. I want to see how he handles it.
Exactly, dude. I'm curious about a lot. So it's gonna be curious. I'm curious to see what's like a month from now, a year from now. Want to see it all. So very exciting stuff.
Yes, sir.
We talked about last week, Mike, when we were doing the Gamescom 2022 overview.
Yes,
We talked about a
I
lot.
believe we talked.
Talked
Yeah,
about a lot.
uh, we talked about something that you've been passionate about because I told you that I started playing that game this past year, like early on in the year,
Mm,
and you said you played it right when it came out, and you've been disappointed ever since because they're so far behind on their timeline on new
sir.
release content.
Yes, sir. What is that game?
It's Cyberpunk
Cyberpunk
2077.
2077. That's right. And you know what? We talked about last week. Where's the first expansion? I mean, we are a year. We are 2.5 years. No, year and a half. I'm trolling. It was almost at the end of 20. It was at the end of 2020. So about year and a half. Year and a half out. No DLC. What's good? It's 2022. Where's the DLC?
We out here. It's coming.
Well, Tuesday they had a Night City Wire. They made some announcements. One of them being a teaser at the first expansion of Cyberpunk.
Yep.
Very exciting stuff. We'll play
The
it here now.
Phantom Liberty
Yeah, Phantom
trailer is what it's
Liberty.
called.
Keep the audio low, but I'll try and keep it going. But yeah, it looks I've seen some articles on it. Everyone's like cautiously optimistic. I'm right there,
Yeah, of course.
I think
Yeah.
I mean from what we're seeing, I mean it's just more cyberpunk and I loved that world, so I mean sign me up. Um but I think overall it looks exciting. This very dramatic ship crashing into you and it's like, "Oh, I'm in the game." Like it's like it's
It looks good.
looks really good.
It looks.
You know what the best part is, Mike?
What's
The
that?
at the very end. At the very end, you know whose voice we hear? Johnny Silverhand, baby.
Johnny Silverhand. Let's go.
Ladies and gentlemen, he is announcing that he is back for the first expansion, which we originally thought he wasn't. I think there was like some announcement he didn't have any
Yeah, it
plans to
was.
return. But guess what, dude? They surprised us and he's coming back. Keanu Reeves he makes the announcement shortly after this that, I'm back for the first expansion and that's exciting stuff. So very good to hear that. One important thing of note that I saw, if you look at the logos at the end of the teaser trailer, it says it's coming in 2023. No month or anything, just the year. But the
Of
logos
course.
is that it's only coming out current gen. So it's only going to be Xbox Series X and S, PS5,
Yeah.
PC, and Stadia. So it's only
That's
coming out on current.
that's probably because they're aware that most of their issues came when they tried to do all platforms.
Yep.
So
But you
now
know
that they
what?
got that figured out,
Know what I'm
hopefully
saying,
it
Mike?
works.
I welcome it.
Yes.
I've been saying it.
Of course.
Like I welcome this. As
Yeah.
everyone I think should, for the current generation because it's clear Cyberpunk was the first to prove it. It's clear that the the, the
Yeah.
level of game that is created by developers nowadays is getting too big for last gen. It just is. So I think to unlock the
Yeah.
potential of these games and make more solid
Agreed.
universes, current gen's the way to go. So we gotta stick to it, baby. Very cool stuff.
Yeah.
Again, we can keep talking. I'm just gonna skip ahead to the part where Keanu Reeves is like, "Oh,
Keanu Reeves
I'm
talking. I'm back.
yeah, he's like, I'm back. Look at him. He looks happy. Let's go, man. Awesome
When is
stuff.
Keanu not happy? Honestly,
He's
he's a
just
great guy.
like he's one of the best like humans ever. Just is, man.
Yeah,
Um,
he's an all-around good guy. I recommend anybody that doesn't know anything about Keanu Reeves to do a little deep dive,
yeah.
learn some things about his
Or
life. It's sad, but it's also pretty awesome.
yeah, there's some
Like,
tragedy in there for sure, but
oh
um,
yeah,
but
let's
yeah,
not get into it, but
great actor,
yeah,
great
there was
actor.
yeah, excellent actor, dude. So I'm pretty excited. I This actually brought me back to like I need to finish Cyberpunk. I was trying to do the 100% completionist,
Yeah,
and this basically with it coming out in 2023, I would guess probably a year away, maybe less than a year away. Just judging kind of on feel, honestly.
yeah.
How they've been working on it for a while now. So hopefully it comes out within the next 12 months and I can finally finish Cyberpunk 2077 for what they got. And then when the expansion comes out, keep it rolling,
Good to
you
go,
know?
man. It's honestly not a bad
Yes,
play.
sir.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to return back after a year and a half. So Um,
Mhm.
I'm hoping I return back to a game where most of the bugs are in a good spot, not running into too much there. We just got solid gameplay, dude. So, seems to be there's
The other
also
thing is
pretty good patch that came out recently. I think 1.6 is the latest patch. They added some, I think cross saving and stuff like that. So, it's a good feature set that came out.
that's correct. The
Yeah,
other thing is too, with all the new GPUs coming out, probably at the end of this year, and with the current 3000 series cards, like the prices are dropping, it's only gonna make Cyberpunk better for people on PC.
it's true.
If they have the money to just like upgrade their GPU, gets rid of some bugs, makes the game smoother and look really good,
Yeah,
man, that could be great. So,
definitely could be. Yeah, the new hardware makes this even more exciting, right? Um,
yes, it
so
does.
definitely excited to see what the newer rigs will be able to do. That is for sure. But yeah, that's it for Cyberpunk news. I'm so excited we're finally getting the first expansion. I really hope it's a good one, and time will tell. 2023, almost there.
It certainly does. Yeah, it
Certainly,
will
certainly.
tell.
But I want to stay on the subject of CD Projekt Red, because we have some more news regarding the next Witcher, Witcher 4. So Cyberpunk is already planning multiple new Witcher games. That's right, you heard that correct.
That's what I heard.
Multiple,
Let's go.
multiple. Next game's in
Along with the TV
pre-production.
series.
Yeah, next game is in pre-production. CD Projekt is they're working on a new trilogy apparently. This new Witcher series. Kind of crazy. So earlier this year, CD Projekt Red announced a yet unnamed Witcher 4, which you knew about. Beginning of a new saga for The Witcher, which now means likely a trilogy. Some more news, I guess, that dropped earlier this week. CD Projekt's long-term planning makes it sound like the first game in its new saga could plant seeds for future entries, probably far more deliberately than the original Witcher did. Witcher 2 offered up more connective tissue for The Witcher 3, including save files that carried over your relationships with several characters and whether they were even alive. Got pretty in depth on those early Witcher games. So, um, and they also make some teases, about like when they'll possibly come out and stuff like that. About just kind of speculation. But this is I mean, I don't know with CDPR's like track record. I feel like this is like a 10-year plan, at least,
Yeah,
like
I agree.
of games. But I mean, I don't know. It's CD Projekt Red. Their reputation is so weird now after Cyberpunk.
Yeah, but I feel like they can rebuild it, right? So, is this their true like was Cyberpunk their true mess up, like their first ever mess up?
Believe so. Don't quote me on it, but
See, I think like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt was so good, people can look past Cyberpunk. And even if like they never went back to fix Cyberpunk, it I think they can still look past it. But they've gone back, they've fixed a whole bunch of stuff. They still plan on releasing the content that we just covered. It's like, dude, yeah, sure. They released it had a fumbled release. The last gen stuff for the Xbox and the PlayStation really isn't going to be that good for you. But like, really, is their brand tarnished just because of Cyberpunk?
yeah. I mean,
I don't think so.
yeah, I could see that. I could see that take. I mean, certainly one bad mess up. Assuming they don't go
Yeah,
like trying to. I'm trying to think if Bethesda really had something like that. I mean, I know because Fallout 76 was bad. I'm trying to remember what was
Fallout 4
after.
is pretty rough too.
Yeah, Fallout 4. I mean, I think overall initial release was definitely better than 76, but I think people started to realize how empty the
Yeah,
quests were in that game, which kind of sucked.
especially because what was the guy's name? What is the guy's name? Not was their main promoter.
Todd Howard,
Todd Howard, yeah,
Todd
I knew
Howard.
it started with an H, I was like, "No." I almost said Henry. So, yeah, Todd Howard hyped up Fallout 4
Yeah,
so much to, like, unachievable heights. I think that
yeah,
kinda doomed them.
yeah, yeah. That's
But,
that's definitely possible. Is that game?
yeah, I
Yeah, I
don't
mean, did you
I
remember that Fallout 4? Like they announced that game in E3, and then they said, "Oh, it's coming November this year." It's just like what 3, 4 months after, or like
that's a
maybe
good
four or
point,
five,
yeah.
something like that. So,
That was
um,
nuts.
it's crazy.
Yeah, CD Projekt Red, I think, like, come on, we know they're gonna do another Witcher, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah,
inevitable.
like The Witcher 3 came out a long time ago. I think over 10 years ago now? It's been a while, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, yeah, something
Yeah,
like
it's been
that.
a while.
Like 8?
So, yeah, close to 10.
It was
So,
2015, I think, so yeah, it's about, 7.
that's a long time. And in that time, they dished out Cyberpunk 2077, and they're trying to fix it and, like, release new content, that's good. But other things attached to just the Witcher franchise is the TV show turned out to be actually pretty popular.
Mhm, yeah,
The books, of course, are always gonna smack, right? So, it's a really strong IP. Why would they not go for
yeah.
another one? Like,
Yeah, I
another
mean,
trilogy?
definitely.
That's kinda cool.
Yeah, I mean, another trilogy, that's yeah, I mean, there's definitely, I think, enough material, and if they don't have any now, they can certainly write more, so I mean, Witcher 3 was
Absolutely.
I mean, Witcher 3 is arguably one of the best single player games of all time, so it's,
Yeah, it won, like, 60 plus awards or
yeah,
something.
something crazy. I
Something
mean,
insane.
is if you ever wanna see how much people love that game, just go to the Steam reviews and look at the hour counts of some of the top ratings. It is it's crazy, bro. Like, I'm seeing literally
Like,
10,000 plus
thousands?
hours on a
Oh
single
my.
player game. Like, this is a single player universe, and you have 10,000 hours in it. Like, if you put
What do
that
you
amount of time into, I don't know, like Fortnite, you'd be the most cracked Fortnite player ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's
That's
crazy.
a fact. You'd be a pro level,
Yeah,
basically.
for real. Like, put
Who
that amount of time in Rocket League, you're playing on the world stage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh,
it's just
absolutely.
insane.
What do you think is better, though? The Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, or Elden Ring?
You're telling me these are both games I have not played. So,
Mm,
um,
okay.
I
What do
mean,
you think your perception is?
Witcher 3
Yeah, same.
easily. I mean, I don't even have to play the game though to say like
You
it's
had to
Witcher 3,
play
dude.
it.
Like, I look, Elden Ring, very popular game, probably the game of the year for being honest for 2022.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
But I mean, dude,
Yeah, I don't
there's
think
just
anything comes close.
it's like there's just nothing that's touched Witcher 3's legacy. I feel like maybe like Skyrim, like Skyrim has been released on everything, but it is a solid RPG.
Yeah.
Um, there's some of the older Fallout games. I mean, in terms of single player RPGs, but like, I mean, Witcher 3, it's like it's it's one of those games that like the main quest line. From what I've heard, it's fantastic. The side
It's really
quests I
good.
heard are like some of the best in any RPG. It's like
Yeah,
I've heard nothing
and
but positive things about just the overall package of Witcher 3.
yeah, there's so much content Witcher 3. You can like I remember when I first loaded up, I had a 2 to 3 hour session. We'll call it 2.5. And I was just like, okay, cool. Like I'm making a lot of progress here, going from one town to the next, trying to establish myself. Okay, that's how you do the horse thing, like blah blah blah. Like, okay, that's how I use different swords, that's what it's for. Like good strong tutorial, right? I take a look at like progression, right? Because they had a progression counter for completionists. And I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, 1%? Like 3 hours, 1%? Like
Dude, yep. That is it's a time sink. I can't even remember when I looked on how long to beat. I oftentimes go on that site when I'm like playing a single player game.
oh,
Like, sometimes I don't
thousands.
go on it because I want to be surprised, but like there's if I'm just like playing a game just to check it out, I'm like, "All right, how long would this take?" So I look it up. I don't even remember how much Witcher was, but it was disgusting when I saw the
Yeah.
completionist rating.
It's almost overwhelming, I
Yeah.
think.
I mean,
It's
for
so
real.
ridiculous,
Yeah.
but
Um but yeah, I mean, I think it's got the same kind of I feel like it's in the same vein of like of Game of Thrones kind of thing. It's that time setting. It's like
yeah,
people kind of love that era and
yeah,
love everything about that. So
like medieval fantasy
right,
almost.
yeah. So it's
Yeah,
similar vein. And but yeah, there's definitely so I mean for those that love Witcher, there is plenty of content coming. So
yeah, it's a fact,
may
yeah.
take a little while. I mean, with Witcher 4 being in pre-production, it's probably like 3 years out minimum. So I mean, unless there's some crazy development time like feat that's made with Unreal Engine 5, but we won't know until the time comes. So,
Imagine that.
could
Imagine
you?
just games are dishing out so quickly
d-
because of Unreal Engine 5.
I mean, dude, that'd be kind of crazy. I feel like, I mean, there's certainly, I think, with modern day games, there's a lot that needs to be worked out of like understanding the scope and the scale of what these games are, because I feel like that's where developers are like kind of dropping the ball right now. Is they're not understanding the
Yeah,
complexity, and so they're just like crapping out these products that are just terrible. But I think like once that's figured out, it's going to be a matter of how can we make the engine efficient to develop to the point where we can include all these different components and include all these different include all these different code bases that we can just make these games that are very solid foundationally with
Yeah.
with a fraction of the time. Because I think that'd be super. I feel like that's like maybe a decade from now. I'm hoping that's kind of where we get at least to like we make an engine that offers the building blocks that will save a lot of time so that developers can really focus on nuance and not have to worry so much about like the baseline. But
Yeah,
who
kinda
knows?
like a game within a game kinda thing.
Yeah, exactly. But what do I
Yeah,
know? I'm not a developer, so I think
neither
I
neither am I.
I think
We're
this is just like an outside speculation, outsider perspective speculation. It'd be really cool though. So who
It
knows?
would be.
I'm very curious to see how development's gonna be. I think and like every time we talk about games, I'm just thinking like, oh, dude, like 2 to 3 years from now, I feel like we're gonna see such a crazy amount of releases. Because like right now, there's not much, but it's just we're at the tail end. We're getting past the pandemic, so now it's like full steam ahead.
I agree with that statement. I really do think that we're gonna see a lot of good games coming out from, like, nowhere. Because who
Yeah,
knows what the like, not just the AAA companies, right, or the developers, but the indie developers. A lot of those people had basically a year locked down working on their craft, you
yeah,
know?
true.
Like, it's the same thing that goes with, like, movies, unreleased movies, like, better writing, books, or people, like, big into music, artists, anything. Like, you had 2 years, you're
Yeah,
locked in a cell,
exactly,
do
dude.
some Bo Burnham, like, crazy artwork in your comedy special kinda stuff, like, something unique, that'd be I wanna see something new, I think it's looking good.
Yeah, definitely
Gotta
for
be
sure.
optimistic out here.
You have to be, man. Especially after this year, it's like there's certainly some good announcements on the horizon, but we didn't have any like, whoa, this is crazy kind of moment this year. So, I think within
No,
the
we
next
didn't.
couple of years, especially Unreal Engine 5 and everything, we're to see something nuts, Mike.
I think Unreal Engine 5 is the main, "Oh, snap" moment that we had.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
that
like,
was pretty
whoa,
nuts.
that's the main like that's the nice like optimism drink that we got this
Yeah.
year. Like, whoa,
That
this is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, in terms of development, right, for games,
Yeah.
the only other woe that I can think of is the acquisitions that have been happening,
Yeah. I mean that's just another layer to it, right? It's
right? There's been a lot of changes just in 12 months, man.
a
Or
lot.
6 really? Really, like, 9 months? Because 'Cause we're in September now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
So
that's what I'm saying, man. Like in the next couple of years, we're gonna see everything come to fruition. So, it's gonna be crazy. 2025 about
excited
to
to be
go
here for it.
nuts, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Gonna be lit.
oh, maybe even 2024, bro. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You know what else is crazy?
I believe I do.
Well, Microsoft announced a cheaper version of the Elite Series 2 this week. The new the Xbox Elite 2 Core controller. It's 130, so 129 for essentially an Elite controller. Of course, there's a couple of things it doesn't include. Um, so it doesn't include the usual interchangeable components. Those will be those you can actually purchase those separately. But it won't include those. It still has adjustable thumbsticks, still has the wraparound rubberized grip, the trigger locks. It also has a white option for the Elite controller, which is something that hasn't been done before. So it's a cheaper version, not as much customization, but the core features are still there. So they of course are going to market, if you buy this controller, but you also want the regular stuff from an Elite series controller, they're going to offer a complete component pack for $60. So it pretty much gives the same value as the original controller, and it includes pretty much everything that's not included in the simple core version. So includes, I guess, the carrying case and everything, because you won't get that with this one. But yeah, I mean, overall, nice little, I guess, bundle here. If you're kind of looking for an Elite controller, but not, not as much of the bells and whistles and a cheaper price tag from the main one. So, um, looks looks pretty interesting. There's also another announcement. It's not included in this article, but Microsoft, on top of this, announced that the Elite controller will be joining the Xbox Design Lab. so you can actually
Ooh.
customize your Elite controller and get like a colored one, which I think was one of the most requested things from Design Lab was to get Elite controllers in there.
Yeah,
So
had to be.
another little announcement there. That was nice. Um, so yeah, cheaper Elite controller. You can always upgrade it to later on if you want the full components, but offered in a nice white color. And then Elite Series 2 is coming to the Design Lab, so you can get a pink one, purple one, whatever color you want, you know?
Yeah, you can have all the different like tie dye or like wild designs.
Yeah, on an Elite
So many
controller.
things you can do.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick, actually.
sure, yeah.
I'm glad they did that. Uh, how do you feel about it? Are you is this something that you
Um,
go out and get?
I mean, personally for me, I already have an Elite Series 2. So I mean, I'm good. But I think this will tap into a market of, maybe mom or dad doesn't want to spend, 180, $200 on little Timmy, but this is a if they want the Elite controller with they want a more sturdier controller, this is certainly a better option. So, um
Yeah, it's true.
think I think there's certainly a market for it. I think the fact there's a white one too. I mean, people probably would they were like, "Oh, I want an Elite Series 2, but why am I like stuck with a black controller when I can but now you're not stuck with that. So you can get a different color. I mean just the fact the Design Lab thing, that's just sick to me. The fact that they're just kind of giving more customization. So um yeah, I mean, I'm just glad, Microsoft's giving more options, so I'm certainly all for it when it comes to giving the consumer more choice. So that's my
Yeah, I
overall thoughts
agree
on
with
it.
that. It's kind of funny. I think this would be a controller that I would be most likely to get. And the reason why I say that is I had the Xbox One Elite controller and the paddles. Actually, this is a good question. Do the paddles on the original Xbox One controllers, their Elite controllers, do they work with an Elite Series 2?
That's a good question. I would think
I
so, but
don't know if
I
they
don't know.
do.
I mean,
I
unless they
kind of
change
doubt
the
that they would. Because the reason why I bring it up is like the idea is like it's just an Elite Series 2 controller, right? But without the paddles, any of the extra like swappable attachments, like you said,
right.
which is fine. But I think they're selling it that way because the Elite controller, the paddles usually break. The buttons sometimes break.
Yeah.
They get clogged, dirty, and like mishap, and then they just stop working. So the suitable replacement is just to go out and get the core and then grab your old paddles from your broken controller and switch it over, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
who
I mean,
knows?
yeah, overall, I mean, it's a cool little announcement. It's not for me. It's something I wouldn't get. I mean, but I still like seeing this. You know what I'm thinking about, Mike? You know what I'm dreaming of? I really want to see this PlayStation controller with the swappable thumbsticks. You know what I'm saying? The Elite that's
I
coming from PlayStation. I mean, that's what I'm really waiting to see. So, I'll be curious to see the reviews and see how that plays out and what kind of quality the
exactly.
controller is. So
I hope it's good. I hope it's good. All the PlayStation controllers that I've ever used have all been really good.
yeah,
So their version of an Elite controller. What was it called? We covered it last episode.
yeah. Why am I
I'm gonna
forgetting the
have to
name?
look it up on my
Yeah. In
own.
fact, it was 2 episodes ago we covered it, but it was covered at Gamescom, so it was
It
originally shown.
was.
Um, trying to think of
Hold
his
on, I
name.
can. The PlayStation Edge? Is it an Edge? Is that what it was?
Edge?
I might be wrong here. Yeah, DualSense Edge.
DualSense Edge.
PS5 DualSense Edge. Can't
Yeah,
believe my brain picked that out somehow.
let's go. That's what I'm talking about,
Yeah.
Mike.
Yeah, we covered that twice. So anybody that missed last week's episode, we went over the top 20 games from Gamescom, and we covered a little bit on the PS5 DualSense controller. So check
Yeah,
that out.
brand new one, baby. Very exciting
Yep,
stuff.
yep, yep.
But yeah, dude, good on these companies. Doing controller stuff. Always good to see. Um,
It looks clean. I like the design
yeah,
and
for
going
sure.
into the lab to like do whatever you want.
Oh,
Bro, that'd be sick.
baby, let's go. Good. Also, this is a short. I don't think I'm gonna spend too much time on this, but it's got to be mentioned. I saw this article on The Verge today. It says you can currently get a PlayStation 5 bundle from Sony without standing in line. That's right. You can get a
Yeah.
You can get a Horizon Forbidden West bundle for $550 right now on PlayStation's website, and it's in stock. I added a PlayStation 5 to my cart earlier. I didn't purchase it, but I was just wanted to see if I could add it to my cart.
I
And sure
saw you do
enough,
it. You shared your
dude,
screen.
sure enough, I can add it, check out everything. and I could probably get a PlayStation 5 by next week if I wanted to.
All right, so tell the people how you do it.
It's pretty straightforward. I mean, so this is through Sony's website. So if you go on Sony's website, they're selling the PlayStation 5 Horizon Forbidden West bundle for $550. You just go on. You have to. What I love about Sony's website too is you have to log into your Sony account. So you need a PlayStation account. You log in with that and you purchase with that. And it's only
Yeah,
one. It's only one PlayStation per, I guess, per household per account. So but yeah, you just log in. You log in with your PlayStation ID, and then you can check out without issue. So it's also cool too on their website. For the shipping is actually free on consoles if you have PlayStation Plus, which I think is really interesting because they like tie it into the
interesting.
membership. Um,
That's a good idea.
so yeah, PlayStation. If you're already a PlayStation Plus member, you get free shipping. Um, yeah, I mean, and shipping's not that much. At least for my area, I think it was like $12 for standard. And if you want to expedite it, it was a little bit more. But of course
Yes,
that varies wherever you are. But yeah, I
and
mean,
that's
not
a
too bad
big
overall.
box.
Yeah,
That's a big heavy box, so that's a
yeah,
deal.
yeah, for sure. Shipping's not too bad, at least in my area. So, but yeah, I mean, dude, just the fact that I can go on and purchase a PlayStation. I mean, we haven't been able to do that, and since the thing
2 years?
since it came out, like we haven't been able to go online and purchase a PlayStation console without waiting in a queue or having it already out of stock by the time you visit the page. So
It's a fact,
it's a
man.
big day. It's a big day, Mike. So happy, you know. Um,
I
It's
wish I
gonna
was in the
come.
market for a PS5. I've been eyeing a lot of purchases. One's the bike that I sent you a couple of
Yeah.
screenshots of, and I'm like, "Shit,
Yeah.
not a motorcycle, a bicycle." And then the other one is like, these GPU prices, these 3,000 cards, if a 3090 Ti drops below $1,000, I might do it.
Do it, man.
Might do
It's a
it.
good purchase.
So, it
Yeah.
is.
I mean, like I said, I've been eyeing the new iPhone, so that's gonna be
Yeah, you
that's
you
gonna be
know
a big
exactly what
enough
I'm talking
purchase. That's
about.
gonna be a big enough purchase for a while. So, um, who knows when I will be able to get my hands on the PlayStation? But I mean, who knows? If all plays out and all plays well, I could very much have one before Ragnarok drops. Because I'd love to play the next God of War.
Dude,
So,
yeah, on the new gen, that'd be
yeah,
nice.
it'd be really nice. So we'll see. But I mean, this is good news for me because I know at least on the Sony side they aren't selling out instantly, and hopefully this translates to other stores. And you know,
And
maybe
other industries,
that's what I'm saying.
I
You
think.
know, maybe we can get to a day, Mike, where I can walk into a Best Buy and see a rack of PlayStation 5s on the desk. You know what I'm saying? Like I can just go in and just pick one. Maybe we'll see
Gee,
that day. You know, it'd be crazy.
I didn't even think about that.
It seems unattainable,
Yeah,
but
the only consoles I see are the Nintendo Switch Lite. Those are the only ones I ever
yeah.
see.
I think if you go to the right store, you may be able to find a Series S, maybe a Series X,
Yeah,
maybe.
but
That's
they're,
like,
like, less than 5,
mhm,
and sometimes they're, like, spread
yeah.
out in the store. Like, if you go to a Target, they'll just
Mhm.
randomly find them in, like, the men's clothing.
Like,
Like, somebody stashing it.
yeah, they're trying to save it. Crazy. Yeah. I mean, yeah, who knows? I'd love to see a day where we can walk in and you can just walk into a brick and mortar and purchase a PlayStation 5 like it's a PS3, back in the day whenever there wasn't shortages. But
That's
um
a fact. I mean, they were getting so bad that, like, the only place to actually get the PS5s was in a Kohl's, and for anybody that
yeah.
doesn't live in the US, a Kohl's is a clothing store.
It's not even an electronic shop. Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
like what would be equivalent to that worldwide? I don't even know. It'd be
I
like
don't
going
know
down to
either.
your local, like, what's a global brand? Abercrombie& and Fitch wasn't I'm pretty sure they were a global
Yeah,
brand.
maybe. Is H&M global? I don't
H&M's definitely
know.
global. It'd be like
Yeah.
going to H&M, but it's not that style of, like it's just an all clothing store.
Yeah, it's just
And
like a
then in the back room, they're like, "We're gonna put electronics here, like watches, phones, or tablets." It's like,
in a
PlayStation
clothing
5.
store, bro. Dude. Oh,
A
that
mess.
would literally be like we're actually out of this if we see a PlayStation 5 in a Kohl's. Like we're actually out of this, dude. Like there's no
Yeah,
more shortages. There's like actual PlayStation 5s there, it's done, dude. We're good. We're chilling. Um oh man. But
we're so
this is
close.
this thing. We're close and this is a step in the right direction. I'm excited. That's all I want to really say. Very crazy stuff. Also, an IP we haven't heard in a while, Mike?
Oh, Assassin's Creed?
Oh, yes, sir.
Is it Assassin's Creed?
When was when was the last time you saw an Assassin's Creed release? Am I right? It's been a
Uh,
while.
that's it's been a long time, but I will say they've had a couple of remasters come out. I've
Yeah.
seen I've seen a little bit of marketing. Haven't aren't they working on a TV show? Isn't there a
Maybe. I don't know.
show coming?
Sure, a movie or
I'm gonna
something.
tell
Maybe a
people what the
movie.
rumor is right now. Why
I don't
take
know.
a gander at
Anyways.
Google?
Assassin's Creed is going to have some announcements Saturday, September 10th. So 2 days after, I guess a day after this goes up, you'll be able to see Ubisoft hosting a live stream. It's going to include a special Assassin's Creed showcase. It's going to be offering a peek into the future of the franchise. Reports about the exact content of the showcase has been published on Bloomberg and Tryhard Games, stating that Ubisoft will be revealing several games, including last week's leaked Assassin's Creed Mirage. There was already some screenshots and stuff that leaked for the next one. Takes place in Baghdad. I think we maybe have touched on it at some point. Of course, Jason Schreier broke the news. Ubisoft will be showing two other major games: an Assassin's Creed codenamed Red Set in Feudal Japan. I said that
Yeah,
right.
Beetle, you got it.
Almost fumbled the bag
Recovering.
over here. As well as another codenamed Neo or Hexi, set during the latter stages of the Holy Roman Empire and revolves around witch trials. Sounds interesting. Um, the two
Snap.
games, they are a part of the Assassin's Creed Infinity, according to the report, which is Ubisoft's plan for an Assassin's Creed live service platform. I actually did hear about that, which is crazy. Like they're like kind of trying to do some live service for Assassin's Creed. Who knows? Live service games are definitely like a hot
Hit or
topic.
miss.
It's a very nuclear platform, to be honest. Like it either works or it doesn't. So,
It's a fact, actually.
yeah. So very cautiously optimistic, maybe, about that. Um, it says there's also a mobile game in the showcase, a mobile game set in China, codenamed Project Jade, according to Tryhard Games' Tom Henderson. Henderson's report echoes the same details as Bloomberg's, with matching descriptions for Red and Hexy. So yeah, we're gonna see some new Assassin's Creed this weekend, Mike. See some new
I
details.
I'm very excited. So I love the Assassin's Creed basically IP, the franchise. It's super, super interesting. It's very confusing as well, but I think each game is unique, right?
Yeah.
It's its own individual thing from a different era, and I love history. So I'm
Yeah.
very excited that they're going to be touching on like the later stages of the Holy Roman Empire. With
Yeah.
Neo, I think that was during when there was the Western Roman Empire, and then there was the Byzantine or Byzantine, depending on your accent. Uh, and that'd be like be amazing to check out. And then Feudal Japan being the other game, dude, it reminds me of Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
And we also covered When Winds Meet, right? The
Think so. Yeah. Yeah.
Chinese,
Yeah. Yeah. We
like
saw that. Yeah.
ancient Chinese like tribes, and I don't know what it was called because they didn't release much information. They
Mm-mm.
barely even gave a release date. They're like, it's coming.
Yeah.
So Um, I'm looking forward to this. Oh, by the way, when I told you to, tell the people what was going on, there is a live action adaptation of Assassin's Creed in the works for Netflix. That was
Ooh.
announced at the end of July. That's
Ooh.
why it was fresh in my memory, so less than 2 months ago.
You know
And,
what? You know what we can hope for, Mike? We can only hope that that's not going to be Resident Evil. I'm just going to say that right now, especially after your description. I don't even want to try and watch it. So there you go.
oh, man, I gotta go back and finish it. I got one more episode.
You didn't even finish
You
it, man.
man, listen to me. You remember I told you this. I love watching really bad
Yeah.
like TV shows, really bad movies because it's like Rocky Horror Picture Show, man. I
Yeah.
just wanna be a part of it.
I
Like,
can respect it. You know.
I will say I definitely told you and our companion Nick about how it was panning out, and I was just like, "It's getting worse," and then I think I literally used profanity. I was like, "It's dog poop, man." It's so bad.
Oh
So,
man.
hopefully, that doesn't happen. We've been seeing more and more, like, adaptations of video games going to live action, and some of them have been hitting,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah.
Just,
For sure.
hopefully it keeps hitting,
The true
you know?
test is going to be the Last of Us show, so we'll see how that goes.
That's a
But yeah.
fact.
But yeah.
A lot
Assassin's
of
Creed
potential there.
Assassin's Creed could go one of two ways in the real life adaptation. because I think it's really the story is so interesting, and like when you play the first games and you're like you're in the Animus and there's like the real world and you're like back in
It's
time,
insane.
dude, it's wild. Like with modern
Yeah,
tech and like cinema and stuff like that and editing, like can make that go
yeah.
crazy, So we'll see.
I think the smartest thing that they could possibly do is do the first 3 games,
Yeah,
1 through
it's
3.
true. Yeah,
The very first ones, because a lot of people, especially, like, the Assassin's Creed IP is so old now, it's, like, 20 years old, right? It's
something
been
at
around
15 at least. I
for a
think.
long time, which means that there are a lot of people that have never played 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah,
A
for sure,
lot of them.
dude.
So, it would be
Man,
refreshing to see, and it would reward people that, like, they just don't have time to play games anymore. But
yeah,
some people have time for, like, "Okay, let's hop into bed, like, turn on something for the next hour and, like, go to sleep,"
yeah.
you know?
Dude, I have so many fond memories of Assassin's Creed 3. I love that era. It's like the revolution. Like,
It's
dude,
so
that was
good.
like it
Yeah.
was so good. So yeah, that's definitely one that out of the original trilogy, that was my favorite for sure. So although I will
Yeah.
say Assassin's Creed 1, I mean, I spent so many hours on that game too, so they're both really good. But yeah.
I promise you, though, if these 2, like, games or no, sorry, not the games, the live action, if they open up with just black sails, and then you hear, like, another pirate, "Edward Kenway," and that's it, I'm in.
I'm
I am
in. I'm
so
in.
in.
I'm in. Give me
I'm
the sea
so
shanties. Give me everything, dude. I'm in.
I'm freaking out, I'm getting tattoos now, I'm like, we're piercing body parts, like, we're going all the way, let's become pirates.
Oh my
Oh, that'd be
goodness.
so sick.
That would
There's
go
so
so
many
hard.
games too, man, there's, like, 10 different games. A lot of people
For
don't know
real.
that.
Yeah.
So,
For real. Real,
yeah,
Mike.
good on Ubisoft, but give us Splinter Cell, please, man.
You read my
You're
mind,
doing
baby.
everything for
Oh, give me
Assassin's
that.
Creed.
Give me that little reboot and don't mess it up. You know what I'm saying? Woo!
Yeah.
It's
Ooh,
coming, baby.
Splinter
It's coming.
Cell, please. Lord help me.
Please, pretty please. Man.
Yeah, so
That was all my stories for the week, right? There is one more thing I want to cover. I mentioned at the top of the show.
yeah, you did.
Mm,
Let me see the glitch.
yeah.
The
I gotta
glitches.
show I gotta show so I have not shown Mike this yet for those listening.
No,
He's gonna get the
I'm
raw
very excited.
reaction. Dude, this is oh my god.
Hope you
You're
guys
gonna
like
love
React
this.
content.
You're gonna love this. Okay, let me I need to get all set up here. Oh, it's
I
so
got you
good,
on the
man.
full screen. I got you on the 4K
Yeah, let me
monitor.
change
Tell
my
me what's about to
windows.
happen.
I gotta change my windows for this. It's so good. So
Right
I'm
there it
just
is.
I'm just
Okay.
let
Give
me
me let me
flip the
turn
screen.
on audio.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Oh
All right.
brother.
Tell me
Um
give me
so
context.
okay, yeah. So I just all right, let me skip all this. So I like we just got on. This is like the third or fourth mission in, I want to say. Maybe the fourth mission
Okay.
into the game. Not
Early
far
in
into the
Saints
game.
Row.
Yeah, not far into the game. I'm just gonna skip ahead. So this is the mission. So we're like following this convoy, right? And we gotta like we gotta take out the convoy. You're fighting off these goons, and all is well, all is right with the world, right? Like there's a couple of things.
Yeah,
It's
it
like
looks fun.
this is like it's kind of weird. Like my sensitivity, I will say, my sense like when I was riding in a car or anything, my sense was completely messed up, and I like couldn't adjust it for some reason. I was trying to like change settings, I just couldn't. And my sense is
Yeah.
like it feels like I'm playing 3000 DPI, and like a little like centimeter, I'm just like whipping. Um,
Yeah, I was gonna say you look like you're having difficulty
Yeah,
locking
I
in.
did. It was bad. And like I was trying to change it. I felt like they removed some setting that was there originally. It was weird. I couldn't like get it right. But yeah, so like I'm riding on the car. So you notice this position like you're riding on the car, and it's like you're kind of laying on top.
Yeah,
It
why
looks
does he
really
do
funny.
that?
It looks really funny. Like, and you're like going up on these bumps and stuff, and he just doesn't move. He's like glued. It's like his chest is just glued to the roof. Like you're not going anywhere. So yeah, of course, there's like a sequence where you jump on to the actual train. It's pretty cool, and like you're fighting and whatnot. So like you're doing all that. So let me skip ahead to a problem.
Back on the
So
car.
yeah, so I'm back on the car. This is off that. And I was like, and so I'm sitting here like fighting and not realizing I had to jump to the car in front of me right here, this black car. I have to jump. And so I'm like just shooting, not paying attention. And I'm like,
Where
and
it
so
screams space.
yeah, like where it's literally telling me space. And then all of a sudden my partner dies, the guy I'm playing with. So I'm like, oh, I gotta restart my checkpoint. All right, I'll just shoot again. I missed the space yet, whatever. So it loads me in. And you're gonna see. I was so confused. So it loads me in. I'm like, what is this?
Oh, you're under the car.
I'm a floating
You
head.
are the car. What?
I'm a floating head. Dude, what am I
You
doing? Like somebody
can you move?
explain. I literally can't move. This is so me right now, I'm flailing my mouse like pressing every key on my keyboard, I can't do anything, and I'm just a floating head. And like, there's people under me. I can't shoot. I can't use any weaponry. I can't do anything, and I'm just dying. As you can see, my
Yeah, your
screen is
health bar
beat
is
red.
plummeting.
I'm about to die. So every time a car runs over, as you can see, it puts me under the map. So like every time a car goes over my mesh. So and so we lose because like we sit like
Yeah,
because I
you
think
can't do
because I
anything.
can't do
You
anything.
have to restart the mission now,
And
don't
so
you?
as I restart the checkpoint, this is like probably 10 minutes of this. I'm like, okay, maybe after this checkpoint I'll be good. I load in. I'm now a floating body. So that's a little bit better, right?
With the head in front of you.
It's like super laggy and all that. As you can see, it's like awful. So it's like I'm just a floating head, and then now I'm a floating body, and it looks like I'm on top of a car, like that stance where I was like leaning on the car, but
Yeah.
now I'm just floating on nothing. And it's like, it's just so bad. And so I'm like, well, can I use something else? I pull out, as you can see, the gun switches, so now I'm on my
Wow.
pistol. I'm like,
Yeah.
and I pull out my other guns. It's just like the funniest thing ever. So I'm like doing all this, and like, I'm shooting this gun, just like randomly. And it's like it kind of works, and I'm just like, oh man. And so it keeps happening. Every time I restart the checkpoint, I must have restarted it like at least 5 or 6 times, and I'm just stuck. I can't do anything. And so like this goes on for I don't know how long. And so I'm like, all right, whatever. And so like my teammate leaves, and like let's just restart the mission. I'll just leave and we'll try this again. So I load in. This is what I learned. I'm out of the mission now, by the way. No longer in the mission.
And you're still
And my guy
flying.
is floating, still in the same position. I'm not
In a
even
completely
nowhere
different
near the
outfit.
mission. In my normal outfit, my character is not bald, by the way. I chose hair for my character, and he's bald. But yeah, I mean, and just pay attention to this outfit. Like I got this is an outfit I spent some time, right? Like put together, just like the goofiest looking thing ever with like yellow and purple.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, whatever. So I quit the build. I'm like, all right, the game is just screwed at this point. I have to quit the build and restart it. So I let me hold on. Let me move this way. Okay. So I load the game back up, and when I load back in, I don't have any clothes on. Where did my clothes
What
go?
the heck?
I do. Where did my clothes go? I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, come on. I spent so much time customizing that. And so I have to go back into my wardrobe, and my outfit didn't save. I literally have to sit there and re-customize my outfit again and just kind of guess on what my color scheme was. And so like checkpoints
No.
did not save me. When I restarted the mission, it did not save me. When I quit the build, it saved me, but half saved me because now I have to go in and customize my clothes again. So it's like I spend so much time trying to do this. It's like a solid like 30 minutes plus just down the drain trying to get this resolved. So ran into the first game breaking bug on this session. So
Have you taken some time to fill out one of those reports that they ask you?
I don't think I did. I don't know if I had an option to, because like I didn't get like a crash report or anything. I probably could like report it to it's like the forum or something. But yeah, I mean, it was just the weirdest thing ever. Luckily, we were able to replay the mission. I didn't run into that issue again. I think the only thing we ran into is like we got these, especially this chase scene here where we're getting chased by this like giant like monster truck.
Monster truck,
Yeah,
yeah.
like there was some times where like there are times where we just die randomly, where it's like he runs me over and like we die, but like we're shooting and like there's like nothing else we can really do except just shoot this thing, and he's somehow just killing us, and so we have to restart the mission. Like see right here, just kills us, like and like just randomly walks up and kills us.
Yeah, and
Very
you're
random.
you're, like, completely out of control.
Yeah, like there's nothing we could really
I don't know
do,
what
and so
happens.
it happens. I think it happened one other time where we just there's like nothing we can do. Like we're just shooting this thing, and we eventually do like get past it. But it's like there was like 3 or 4 deaths that I just felt were just like unreasonable. But it's like
Were you
whatever.
dying in the same location every time?
No, it had variance. Like we definitely weren't in the same exact spot, and it was like I would die or we would both die. It was very random. It's just like it would just kill one of us. It's like,
It's bizarre.
and I don't know if it's because of the high difficulty or what, but it's just like it was so random. I felt like it was just like even on high difficulty is unreasonable. And we'll talk about that. I just teabagged the boss I just killed.
Teabag's the boss you kill.
Oh, but dude, yeah. But I mean, overall, the rest of the playthrough was fun, and we didn't run into any else game breaking. We played for about I guess another hour and a half. So,
Oh, well,
2.5
if you
hour
could just
session where
reset,
yeah, half an
is
hour
what it
was
is,
down the
right?
drain. Yeah, I mean, I will say it's still fun enough where I'm gonna complete it, play it through, because the story,
Okay, that's good.
is somewhat interesting. I think, without giving too much away, minor spoiler alert, but if you played through the game already, there's a point where essentially like you're at a spot where like you're deciding with you and your three other like friend like three other friend group that you're gonna start your own like kind of start your own gang in a sense for the city. So it's like you don't need anyone else and you fight through some of the other
Yeah, you're
ones.
gonna
So
go off.
but yeah. So it's getting to a good point in the story, so I'm definitely gonna play it out.
You
And
did
dude,
just glitch right there, though.
this, bro, there's a section too where we're having to tug around this this like freighter, and it's like this like freight crate thing, and this thing is literally like it moves like cardboard. Like it's just like we're just flailing around like it's a cardboard box, and it's this giant metal like object of death that's just like bugging around, and it's like it's
It
so
looks like
funny.
Fast and the Furious
Yeah.
when
It's like
they're
we're just
pulling the bank heist.
yeah, it's like I mean, just look at this. Like this thing is just flailing, dude. Like it's nothing, and it's just this giant like metal object. Yeah, it was really funny,
It's
but
so
it's
ridiculous.
stuff like this that I just laugh at, and it makes me want to play more. Because it's just like we're just dying while we're riding, like barreling down this highway. We just have
That's a
this
good
thing behind
point.
us.
You're just
It's
having
so
fun.
hysterical. I feel like this was done on purpose, though. They just made it very like they just made the physics of it just like a twig, even though it's a giant like crate. So I don't know. It's just funny, man. Overall, solid game so far. I've had one game breaking bug. We'll see if we have more, but we're in there, baby. Having fun.
I'm happy for you, man. Yeah,
Sure.
it looks like a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it certainly
Yeah,
is. The
I'm looking
shooting
forward
again.
to, go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah, I
give me
was
the
saying
rundown of the
the shooting again. Still not like a huge fan of it. I mean, it's good enough where I could still play through it. I don't feel like I don't want to play it, but it's definitely room for improvement there.
Have you tried it on your controller?
I'm not. It's one thing I've not tried.
Do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
do that. Maybe did you download what you downloaded on Steam?
It's an Epic Store exclusive actually. So
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with how their launchers work, but I would give it a shot. Try it with a controller. I know you're absolutely cracked at mouse and keyboard, so you shouldn't happen to be having
Yeah.
these issues
Yeah.
when it comes to aiming.
I noticed some I have to like pace my shots. I notice if you pace your shots more, like if you just put more time in between them, it's way more accurate. So like if I'm in a
Oh,
long
so
range,
maybe
I just
they
pace my shots. But
you
um,
think they did it intentionally?
I mean possibly, certainly a possibility. But
That'd be a
that
very
is definitely
interesting way to
something I
handle it.
noticed. So like if I'm like very far away, or like medium range, if I just like tap shoot, then I'm like hitting the same spot every time. So
Gotcha. Yeah,
good
you
just by
should do
being
that
more
then.
patient, you know. So
Mhm.
um, like, again, like I'm kind of learning ways around maybe to make it a little bit more enjoyable. But yeah, I'm having fun. It's good enough, you know.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the graphics. I like how much fun you're having, even though it's like ridiculous bugs, but they look like actual fun bugs.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that's cool.
Very solid. Very solid. Yeah, that's a nice round out. I don't have anything else, Mike. That was all I got. It's
I
for
think
the peoples.
I think we covered everything that needed to be covered. To be honest,
Oh yeah,
there wasn't really anything that I saw that really warranted like a spot. Like we just got done with Gamescom.
yeah,
There were a couple other announcements, but I guess the only other thing is like Splatoon 3.
yeah. Oh yeah,
The reviews looking good,
yeah, yeah. I think I saw
so
like an
that's cool.
84 Metacritic, and it was like
Yeah,
48 or 46 some positive reviews, and like three mixed and no negative. So critics are liking
yeah,
it. I think it sounds like a solid game.
yeah. It's very good. It's very good. So, I guess without further ado, we can let the people go. Right?
Yeah.
We pretty much got them covered for this
Yeah.
week.
Do we want to preemptively talk about an episode coming up in a couple weeks, or do we want to save that announcement for next week? I guess.
I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up now for the people that are still sticking around.
Yeah.
So in 2 weeks, Kyle and I are going to be going down to Orlando for Halo Championship Series. It's going to be
Yeah.
the last major for the HCS tournament. I have a team which they're actually practicing as we're recording right now.
Oh yeah.
They're just trying to wipe some dust off, get prepared for the event. So I'll be there coaching. I'll be there like hanging out with the guys. You're going to be going there basically vlogging a little bit too.
Yeah. We do a little vlogging, be a little spectator, so
Yeah.
should be fun.
So if anybody's going, like let us know so we can see it. But the whole
Sure.
reason why we bring that up is we normally record these episodes on Thursday
Oh
and we
yeah.
release them Friday mornings. I think You're already gonna be down there, aren't you?
So I'm gonna be down there that Wednesday,
Like,
baby. I'm going early.
yeah. Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going Thursday,
Yeah.
like, lunchtime Thursday. So, it's, it's gonna be a lot, right? So,
Yep.
it just doesn't make sense for us to do it. I think what we could do is perhaps next week's episode, we'll do a typical review like we've been doing,
Yeah.
but maybe we can do a filler episode, have, a guest.
Mayhaps. Could be
I mean,
interesting. I
so
mean, we
we could
got
so we could
T minus 2 weeks, right? So we got some
we got
time.
2 weeks to make it happen. All we need is a couple hours and somebody to come on here and blab about stuff.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hey, not a bad idea. I think we should definitely try it.
Yeah, just a thought on the podcast
Oh, yeah.
randomly. So,
So yeah,
yeah, we'll see. We'll see. We'll have more information for everybody next week. But in the
for
meantime, if
sure.
you wanna hear from us, we got Discord. Come join us in the Discord, or most importantly, hit us up on Twitter, man. If you see any cool articles, just add us. We'll check it out.
Yeah,
Check out the
we
news.
our handles, mine's right here. Mike's over there.
Yeah,
Already there,
yeah,
baby. It's right
it's
there.
already there.
Right for the picking.
Every By the way, everything we've covered, links in the description. We put them on what's it called? Bit
Yeah, Bitly.
URLs, like the
Yeah,
really
we do like
small
the
Bitly.
Bitlies.
Yeah, thank
So
you, Bitly. Yeah, I almost said bit.ly, and I'm like, that's not right.
yeah.
Bitly. So
Yeah. We have it all
definitely
there.
check that out.
If you want to read
Yeah, it's
along, if you want to just check out the articles yourselves, give it the full read. Because we just certainly don't cover
exactly.
everything. So
No,
definitely
we
worth
don't. We
reading
just
some.
try to give like the highlights.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
yeah. Anyways, thanks for tuning in. We appreciate you. I'm your host,
Appreciate you.
Michael Ante. My co-host right here is Kyle Heath, and we'll see you in next week's episode.
Yep. See you next week. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace out.
Peace.
See ya.